is America sliding towards illiteracy? I'll talk about that today. So I'm going to put a link in the description box below in this article. It's an article that was originally in the Atlantic, and there's also a forum that's on MSN, and it's very interesting, and the title of it is America is Sliding Towards Illiteracy. So illiteracy means not being able to read, and I've talked about this a lot on my channel if you look at my previous videos about some of the things that are going on in literacy, about how the test scores are going down for literacy nationwide and really worldwide, and some of the factors in that. But I want to go over this particular article because I have not seen an article that has gotten this much attention. This is all over my Facebook page. A lot of teachers particularly are sharing this article because it's very interesting. And secondly, it really covers just about everything. Most things that are affecting literacy. It doesn't get into things like student behavior as much, but there is a little bit of tie-in in that, and I'll go into that. So the headline of this, the first line of it, to me, is just really telling. It says, the past decade may take as one of the worst in American history. So they're talking about education. So basically, there was a downhill slide in education starting in about 2013. That, of course, COVID really accelerated everything. Some of the test data that I've actually looked at saw more of a slide like 2015, 2017, but something happened in the middle of the 2010s that started this slide. But basically, we're now at pretty much a crisis with reading. So our test scores are lower than they've ever been, and there's also a bigger gap between high students and most struggling students who are in the top 10 percentile. In other words, students who do better than 90% of students in their grade. The test, the national test, those students are doing just as well as ever. In some measures, they're actually doing better than ever. It's those students at the very bottom who are really struggling. So we now have 33% of students in the United States who score below basic. In other words, they don't even have a basic foundation of literacy. They're what you might call functionally illiterate. That's a very big number. So why is this happening? So I want to go through some of the things that they talked about here.